Girl, y'all need to get right in and shut the door because the rap girlies are fighting and it is getting messy. Just when we thought that things between Cardi and Nicki wouldn't get messy after Cardi dropped her album, but girl, were we wrong on that. They went after each other hard on social media and they dragged each other for filth, no holds barred. And the wild part was how it all came out of nowhere with no warning. 1 minute things were good and the next thing we knew, shots were flying all over and it was hard not to get caught in the middle. Yeah, these two hate each other, so let's break down this chaos. Okay, so we kind of started suspecting that there was about to be some chaotic drama on the timeline when Nicki started retweeting posts about how she had the highest first week sales of any female rapper this decade. Now, she worked hard for this and definitely has bragging rights, but to some people it came off as kind of shady. This was because everyone was talking about Cardi B and how well her album did in the first week, even though she hadn't dropped an album in 7 years. And while the TL was arguing about whether she sold 199,600 copies or an even 200,000, Nicki's retweets caught everyone's eye, and that's when we knew that there was trouble coming. She retweeted stuff like, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 228,000 remains the biggest first week for a female rap album this decade and the largest vinyl sales week for a female rap album since 1991. Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 remains the biggest opening on global Spotify and US chart for a female rapper, despite multiple new releases since 2023. Pink Friday 2 by the Queen Nicki Minaj still remains the biggest debut for a female RAP album on Spotify. Despite it being the Christmas season, it debuted with 28.2 million first day. Also, Nicki holds 2 of the top 5 biggest Spotify debuts for a female RAP project ever. Like I said, she has more than earned the bragging rights, but her retweeting a bunch of all this stuff while people were praising Cardi for the success of her album kind of came off as shady. And that was the moment we knew that things would get messy, but we had no idea just how messy things would get. Nicki then took off the boxing gloves immediately, tweeting, Barney Dangerous, a BCDEFG, falling off the charts with a big belly, running trains, barefoot, still smelly, still you could not outsell me, a BCDEFG, surgery to look like me, tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, Rico, fraud and perjury, a BCDEFG, lied and said mom was Trini. The alphabet thing was a direct reference to Cardi B's song, Magnet, on her album, where she also did the alphabet thing. Interestingly, this is the same song that Cardi dissed Nicki's protege, JT, on, causing JT and Cardi to go at it earlier this year, but we're going to get back to that in a moment. And anywho, Cardi caught the shade, but she was not about to let Nicki play in her face. She retweeted this post that said, what did Cardi B say in her #1 album? Oh yeah, must got on notifications and alerts, cause everything I do, a hatin' bee see it first. She also tweeted, Coca-Cola Barbie, the power I have, make these bees come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room. Nothing more annoying than a bored bee. You must have missed me, huh, crazy? Now kiss my feet. Damn, she was streaming Magnet hard as hell, huh? Well, Nicki then took more shots at Cardi saying, raw dogging pregnant with a 4th babe, Barbie B, BV, HPV, allegedly. This sent Cardi off and she said, Coca-Cola Barbie, ABCDEFG. Your man has to snatch pee, pee tastes like honeycomb, your bro be touching 12-year-olds. She also said, why you keep bringing up my album. It's not the gag that you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake, those are the numbers you need to be competing with, and you can't cause you doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. Why the F is you comparing yourself to me for? She then said, all right, now this the 3rd tweet talking about my pregnancy, like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them peas scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord protect my babies. Cardi really came out and said that with her full chest. She then posted a picture of Nicki's brother in a pink Barbie wig, exactly the type that Nicki wears. Nicki then clapped back with a picture of Jay-Z in a pink Barbie wig crying, as well as one of Cardi in a Barney suit, but the gag was that the picture was taken from Nicki and Cardi's infamous New York Fashion Week fight back in 2018, so y'all know it was extra petty. And while all this was going on, JT jumped into the drama to mock Cardi saying, LOL, that be home ugly and mad no celebration. I would have been breakdancing right now if I was #1, but she knows she lied. JT jumping into this so quickly kind of has fans convinced that we were right about how she dragged Cardi B last week because she wanted to get on Nicki's good side. Y'all know how Nicki dissed Cardi using her song Magnet? Well, that was the same song where Cardi dissed JT for being Nicki's lapdog and still having nothing to show for it. In the song, Cardi said, you a shady AB, you've been trashed since birth, mama didn't want you, Brenda's baby AB, bottom feeder AB, all that D riding, still ain't get no feature of B. She just mad she got a ninja she be sharing bags with. My ninja cheat, but I don't stick no D's in his behind. You look a hot mess, easily impressed a B. You never gave looks, you started getting dressed a B. Ricky O, the only fashion house you know. You should have asked me, would have took you to the show, Lil B. This was basically throwing shade at how Nicki still hasn't given JT a feature, even though JT has been riding hard for her. And that line about her dude rocking her bags, that was aimed at JT's man, Lil Uzi Vert, tying into the rumors about him possibly being on the down low. JT then tried to come for Cardi, throwing shots at her man, Stephon. See, last year, a stylist named Chris Griffith accused Stephon of allegedly trying to essay him. Well, last week, he spoke about it again in an interview, and JT seized the moment to throw shots at Cardi.
Because of him making a pass at me. It wasn't the that frustrated me the most. What made me most frustrated was the fact that he tried to unalive me after it, when in reality, even though I was drugged, even though I was violated, I never thought that the next step would be my life being threatened because you got turned down. But it's that power complex of wanting what you want when you want it, feeling like you own the things that you pay.
Well, JT immediately hopped on this and wrote, "This is effing nuts and sad. Gay men should be protected. I feel like this isn't being taken seriously enough." She also said, "Cardi B, baby father a gay man, not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris, I stand with the gays." She then tagged everyone from CNN to Donald Trump and even the country of Mexico for some reason. And next thing you know, somebody tried to hit her with a "this you" moment, dropping pics of Lil Uzi in a dress and rocking a feminine bag. But JT wasn't letting that slide, and she clapped back real quick. And she said, "Yes, my man does this. Mind his business, works hard, take care of his family, inspired his generation, and doesn't snatch A. His style is what made him Lil Uzi." We are talking about Chris right now. Focus. Cardi finally fired back, and she did not come empty-handed. She pulled out receipts in the form of screenshots between JT and Uzi that showed just how messy their relationship really is. JT is always out here saying, my man, like everything is perfect, but from the text Cardi shared, it's clear things aren't nearly as sweet as she makes them seem. In the text, JT wrote, "I don't want to come up there sick and moody, then you get mad and curse me out, then it's too much." And Uzi replied, "I want to because I invited you." JT then replied, "I have to work. Come here, I'll come after we leave Miami if we still like each other." To which Uzi said, "You think I ever been through this, be honest? I love this ish. You love me." For some reason, JT decided to clown him, saying, "LMAO, you make me evil. I don't act like this." Uzi then dropped a bomb saying, "You mad at me yet, but it's just because you pregnant, so it makes you even more moody." Cardi also dropped screenshots of JT venting about Uzi still having feelings for his ex, Brittany Renner, and how much it was getting to her. The whole thing was a mess. But the real kicker was Cardi's caption, because she wrote, "I want justice for them babies your man make you remove every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Britt in that courtroom and she didn't show up, or do I need to play the audio? And don't let me say what he was saying about Rock Nation. Just ungrateful." At the time, there were rumors that Nicki put JT up to it, but Cardi pretty much ended her with her clapback. And with her declaring support for Nicki, there is no doubt about where her loyalties lie. But I want to know how y'all feel about the back and forth between Cardi and Nicki. So drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.